And now the topic that we have at hand right now, that is appointment of SANUSI as the EMIR of Kano, and then the possible governor's disobedience to court order. This is not the first time that we've had court passing judgments or giving instruction on something, and then we have the executive arm of government being very hesitant to carry it out. So despite the fact that it seems like it was a welcomed idea in Kano, of course, whichever policy there is, some people will be happy about it, some people will be sad about it. So let us first of all take a look at the Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf, saying he reinstated SANUSI as EMIR of Kano despite being restrained by a court judge. What do you have to say about that?
Well, first of all, we have to take it in piecemeal. First of all, on the law, does the governor have a power to depose an emir under the law? Secondly, does the House of Assembly have a power to make a law to depose an emir? Thirdly, has the governor deposed the emir? And fourthly, has the House of Assembly made the law? And fifthly, what is the effect of the order made by the court? So we'll take them seriously. When you look at it from whatever angle, the governor, the House of Assembly has the constitutional duty and role to make law for the good governance of the state. That is their constitutional role. Now they have made the law. They have repealed the law that brought the former, I call him former now, the Ado Bayero that brought him to power. They have repealed that law. That law is no longer alive. They have made another law in its place. Now, the law is that no court can grant an injunction against the performance of the constitutional duty. The law is very sacrosanct. And again, anything that has to do with chieftaincy is a dispute between the subjects in the state. You cannot run to federal high court. It is unjust. Sometimes we make a mockery of the judiciary at times, and we make it impossible for people to obey the law. Although a government should obey the law ordinarily, but there are some instances you go and get the order, it may not be obeyed due to certain instances. One, have they served the governor? What means they do use to serve them? The matter filed, I think, is for fundamental right in the chieftaincy matter. You understand? You are suing, it's a dispute between the DC, and again, the governor is bound under the law to carry out and give effect to the law made by the House of Assembly. Disobedience to carry out that one is also it's a violation of the Constitution, which is an impeachable offense against the government himself. A law has been made. Will there be a vacuum? Once the law is made, the other emir is no longer the emir. Are they going to leave Kano without emir? And again, let us look at it whether Kano people still want SANUSI. From the look of things, I lived in Kano for several years, and I have friends. I know the feelings of the people is high. They still love him, they still want him back, and he's ready to still serve them. Will somebody now come and, oh, don't do this, don't do that? It will take a lot. To me, as far as we are concerned, he was brought into power by a law. The court order did not say, don't make that law. There was no such order. The law has been made. Whether anybody likes it or not, the old law that brought that one to power is no longer in existence, and I think they should just respect the wish of the people. And again, before the governor did this, he didn't do it at night. He didn't do it secretly. He was making another. The House of Assembly is going to make a law to remove this person. If federal government or any other body is interested, why did they not, come up that time? Why the other people, why did they not come up with the order then and say, oh, we are challenging this your power, whether you have power to do this? It will have been neater. Not when you wait till the last minute. At that last minute, all the arrangements have been made. It will be a bit difficult to now say, oh, don't swear somebody in, don't make somebody an enemy. When they have given him a letter of appointment, and again, no order can be given against a completed act. He has already been appointed. They have given me a letter of appointment. Can you now, somebody that has died, you say you should not die. He's dead already. The people, SANUSI has raised the bar of leadership as an emir. It's an international figure, well respected everywhere. Everybody will want that kind of person to be an emir. I am not by any sense saying that Ado Bayero is not a qualified emir. However, he came into power by when they deposed SANUSI, whether legally or illegally. Now the same thing has come back now to haunt him. I think he shouldn't complain, because at the time he was stepping in, is caveat emptor. Buyers beware. You should know you are coming to these people, and as long as this man is alive, the governor who made you then may not be in power forever. So that thing may come to haunt you, and the people of the market have come back now. Another market day has come, and he has to face it, whether anybody likes it or not. There is a rumor that some people in the federal government from the Abuja, they are brought into the state against the order of the state government. The federal government should just steer clear and not cause chaos in the state. Whether they, because to me, I think SANUSI is popular and people want him and he's back for good. There is nothing anybody can do about that.
Okay, all right. And what about you, Dr. Modele?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you see, what happened in Kano State is I can say it's an internal affairs of that state. It's an internal affairs. Then, aside from that, I have been one of the lawyers clamoring for constitutional recognition of traditional institutions. If the Constitution has recognized the traditional institutions, I think all these issues would have been addressed, properly addressed. But a situation whereby the governor of a state is the alpha and omega of traditional institutions, that is what gave the governor such power to be. Because, in fact, I read the Gazette recently, it said by the command of the governor. Yes. It's a Gazette result of a state in this part of the country. He said by the command of the governor, the chieftaincy declaration is hereby amended thus. And they amended it without any formality. So now, if you look at it from that angle, the governor who did that, well, he has his reason. But I would personally appeal in order to have peace in this country and in that state particular, because it's a state I've stayed before. I know Kano very well. Now, it's a highly populated state. Yeah. Kano State is
most populated state in Nigeria.
And if you look at Kano very well, nearly all parts of this country, they reside in, they have representatives in Kano, residing there. Whether Yoruba, Igbo or Hausa, even Chinese, Germany, France, they are there. But looking at it, I want a situation whereby Mr. Governor, with due respect, and your lieutenants, they should sit down and address the issue positively with a view to bring about peace in that state. And the ideal of I have power, I have this, I have money, should not be priority at this stage, because many people reside in Kano State, whether indigenous or non-indigenous, and many families are concerned about what is happening in Kano State now. Nobody wants to lose his relative. And you see, if you look at it very well, politicians, they always find their ways through. And how do they find their ways through? They use the law. Yes. That is exactly what is happening in that state. Politicians, I always say, they are highly intelligent. But their intelligence at times always boomerang. So to avoid boomerang in Kano State, let the two parties sit down and address the issue holistically with a view to have peace in that state. Peace is the most important thing. Without peace there, whether you are recognized or not recognized, is not an issue. Then, if at the end of the day, either the party is not contended with whatever must have been suggested, they know where to go to fight for their right. Go to the proper court and ventilate your grievances. I think justice will be done there. And if justice is done, the real issue would have been laid to rest. But I think there are issues that could be addressed by the court, and if presented, and the court will definitely make good findings. Whether at the lower court, the middle court, or the higher court, it will be, or the highest court rather, it will be addressed properly. That will not be our place. But let me be sincere with you. You see, traditional rulers, traditional institutions, it is a time the body should come together and make sure that they fight for the cause that the traditional institution is recognized constitutionally. Not to be, I'm sorry to use this language, not to be under the governor, wherein the governor can just wake up and say, you didn't support my political party during my election, then the House of Assembly amend this law, I want to pull out this one. It's not fair. It is unfair.
Well, how do we go about elevating traditional rulers from that their ceremonial title to them actually having important function where they are recognized in the law, and you know that, okay, this is a traditional ruler, these are the things that is expected.
That is what I mean by constitutional duties. There is no duty assigned to any traditional ruler in constitution. In fact, if you have access to there is a law called urban and chief law. It's in the state, in the south, in the north, they have their laws. If you go through that law, you discover that all these traditional rulers, hey, my God, without the consent of the governor, they can't do anything, no. In fact, when I went through one of those laws, I read it. I discovered that, you know that the governor can say they should stop payment of salary. So if that is stopped, then the man becomes what? Nothing. And you know, like the first-class traditional rulers, they have a lot of bodies. Some boys and women, men, they are in the palace, they are eating 3 times square meal daily without doing anything. But is the traditional ruler feeding them? How does he get the money? It is from donations and from the government. So that is why you see some of them, they more or less judge with the government in power rather than to war. So if you see a traditional ruler that always proves to be somehow stubborn or to be diplomatic, that means that one is thinkly rich before he was appointed or nominated for such a position. So what I'm saying is that the traditional institutions, they should come together and ensure that the ongoing amendment or proposal to amend the constitution, the institution is recognized constitutionally. That will assign some duties, functions, roles to the traditional rulers. Then from there, they will get constitutional recognition. In that wise, this ideal of I appoint you today, I don't like your face again, chieftaincy family, go and bring another person, then we amend the law and bring you in, wasting resources. It's so hard. So I appeal to them, to our fathers who are the occupants of those offices, please do the needful so that your institution will be fully recognized, then the benefit will come to you directly. Nobody can deny you of it. Then the procedure of which to appoint or disappoint will be somehow, will not be easy. Will not be easy.
All right, thank you so much. Sadly, we've run out of time, and this is where we'll be drawing the curtains close on today's episode of Firecrackers.